Have you ever felt like your depression just has a mind of its own? Like it has its own rhythm, its own cycle that you just can't seem to break? Well, if you felt that, you're not alone, and you're definitely not imagining it. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on this really powerful connection between female hormones and mood. And then we'll explore a pretty groundbreaking treatment that works on a whole different level. It's called Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation, or TMS. All right, let's get into it.
This quote from Dr. Sandra Dunkin, wow, it just hits home for so many women. Because for decades, you might have been told your depression is just all in your head. But what if it's not? What if it's actually deeply, fundamentally rooted in your biology? Today, we're going to talk about why that feeling is so valid, and we're going to look at the science that really backs it up.
So, okay, if biology is such a big piece of the puzzle, why do so many traditional treatments seem to fall short for so many women? Well, the answer is in this really intricate dance between our hormones and our brains. Let's really dig into why depression can feel like such an uphill battle, especially during those big hormonal shifts like perimenopause and menopause.
Now, when I say estrogen, you probably think about periods or pregnancy, right? But in your brain, estrogen is way more than that. It's like the conductor of a huge symphony, orchestrating the very chemistry that shapes our mood, our mental clarity, and our overall sense of well-being. Its role is absolutely massive.
Think of estrogen as your brain's built-in support system. It gives a boost to serotonin, that's our feel-good chemical, it helps keep our stress response in check, and it even protects our brain cells. But when estrogen levels start fluctuating wildly, like they do during perimenopause, it's like the conductor of our mood symphony just walked off the stage, leaving the whole orchestra in chaos. And this is so important to understand. It's a game changer, really. For many women, the issue isn't that their hormone levels are wrong or abnormal. The real issue is that their brain has developed this heightened sensitivity to the completely normal ups and downs of those hormones. So those natural fluctuations, they suddenly feel like a really intense emotional roller coaster. So if we can't always just stop our hormones from fluctuating, what can we do? What if we could kind of sidestep that whole hormonal roller coaster and talk directly to the part of the brain that's struggling? Well, that is exactly where this revolutionary treatment called transcranial magnetic stimulation comes into the picture. TMS isn't some kind of science fiction idea. It's a real, proven, FDA-cleared therapy that has been changing lives for well over a decade now. It basically uses focused magnetic pulses. Think of it like a very targeted MRI to gently wake up or reboot the parts of your brain that have become underactive because of depression. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine your brain's mood center is a garden that's gotten all overgrown with the weeds of depression. TMS is like a very precise, very gentle gardener. It comes in and stimulates those neural pathways, clearing out the weeds and allowing the flowers, a positive mood, clearer thinking, to finally bloom again. And this is where the precision is just so cool. TMS targets a very specific spot, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. You can think of this area as the CEO of your brain's emotional headquarters. In depression, that CEO is often asleep at the desk. TMS is like that firm but friendly wake-up call, using magnetic energy to tell the CEO, hey, time to get back to work and start making some good decisions again. Okay, so let's talk results. For women who feel like they've tried everything and have just hit a wall, these numbers, they're a real beacon of hope. About half of patients see a really significant improvement. And get this, about 1/3 achieve complete remission. And we're not just talking about feeling a little better. We're talking about getting your life back. Those numbers are pretty exciting, I know, but you're probably thinking, okay, so what's it actually like? What's the catch? That's a totally fair question. So let's pull back the curtain and walk through the entire TMS journey step by step so you know exactly what to expect. No surprises. The TMS journey really is a partnership between you and your clinical team. It's a very structured, predictable, and supportive process. It's all designed to give you the absolute best chance at success. From that very first evaluation to your last session, you're being monitored and supported the whole way. You are not alone in this. Now, I know this slide might look like a bunch of clinical jargon, but what it really shows is how seriously your well-being is taken. This super thorough assessment makes sure that TMS isn't just a shot in the dark. It's a carefully considered, highly personalized treatment plan that's designed specifically for your brain and your history. So what does a session actually feel like? Honestly,
Imagine just sinking into a comfortable chair, maybe you're listening to music or a podcast, and all you feel is this gentle, rhythmic tapping sensation on your head. And that's pretty much it. The sessions are short, you're totally awake the whole time, and when it's over, you just get up and go on with your day. It's a really powerful medical treatment that actually fits into your life.
All right, so we've looked at the science, we've demystified the treatment process, but what does all of this really mean for you as a woman trying to navigate the complexities of hormonal depression? Let's get to the heart of it. Why TMS is more than just another option. For a lot of women, it's a total game changer. This chart just lays it out so clearly. Think of antidepressant medications like a shotgun approach. They affect your entire body, your whole system, hoping to hit the right target in the brain. TMS, on the other hand, is like a laser. It's a precision instrument, targeting the source of the problem directly in the brain, without all the systemic body-wide side effects. So what this means is that TMS can give you back a sense of control. Control over your mood, even when the hormones of menopause or your monthly cycle are going wild. And control over your body, because you get to avoid those common systemic side effects like weight gain or sexual dysfunction. And because it's non-systemic, it's an option that women can actually discuss with their doctors for use during pregnancy and postpartum. That's huge. So now, armed with all this knowledge, you are no longer just a passive passenger on your own mental health journey. You're in the driver's seat. And you now know about a powerful new tool you can use. So let's talk about how you can take the wheel and start charting a new course forward. And here's the part I find most beautiful about this whole thing. TMS is kind of like tuning a piano. It doesn't change the piano itself. It doesn't change the core of who you are. It just carefully adjusts the mechanics so that it can create beautiful music again. It doesn't fight your body's chemistry. It helps restore your brain's natural, healthy function so that you can feel like yourself again. And that really brings us to our final thought here. If you've been searching for an answer that respects your unique biology and empowers you to heal, then maybe it's time to ask yourself this question. What if the key to my own happiness isn't in a pill, but in harnessing the incredible, untapped power of my own brain?